town of Big River sits 2.5 hours north of Saskatoon. This area is perfect for hiking and horseback riding. Sturgeon River Ranch is only 30 kilometers from Big River, and it's right on the Prince Albert National Park border. Guests are taken on horseback trail rides through the park. The majestic animals there are a huge draw. The Canada Plains bison herd in the park is Canada's only totally free-ranging herd of its kind within its historic habitat. While many guests like to visit the ranch in the summer, others find the winter even better.
Most people don't realize how awesome it is to ride in the winter. It's probably my favorite time of the year to ride. One of the things is it's so quiet. You feel like you can hear things for miles and miles and miles because there's not as many birds, there's just not as many sounds, and there's not as much forage, there's no leaves to block the sound. You can also see a long ways because the leaves aren't on the trees, the grass isn't growing up in the bush. When there's snow like this, you can see the moose and the deer and the elk and the bison from quite a far ways away.
150 kilometers northwest of the ranch is the city of Meadow Lake. Eatery on Main is a local favorite restaurant, cafe, and bakery. It's known for its juicy in-house made burgers, but the eatery's cheesecakes really wow people. These are unique and sometimes made with candy eggs or chocolate bars. The restaurant might be known for its delicious treats, but the customers are known for being pretty sweet themselves.
We're super lucky to have a whole bunch of regular customers here at the Eatery, especially since COVID. We've had some really sincere customers in here that have decided every Friday night we're ordering from the Eatery and we just know to expect them.
Just north of Meadow Lake is the village of Green Lake. Green Lake is one of northwest Saskatchewan's oldest settlements, and it's predominantly Métis. The village dates back to 1782 when the Northwest Company established a wintering post on the shores of the Green Lake body of water. Then, in 1810, the Hudson's Bay Company established itself on the lake. Rose Richardson is a Métis specialist in traditional Aboriginal medicines and an educator from Green Lake. She says she struggled with her identity as a Métis for years.
When I moved to Green Lake, most of the students talk a mixture of French, Cree, and English. But we were taught by nuns, and people were not allowed to talk Cree. Like it was almost like it was an evil language.
Richardson says she grew up dealing with racism and the repression of Métis language and culture. Today, Richardson has quite the substantial legacy as an advocate for Métis people and a contributor to the well-being of her community. Her daughter, Angela Bishop, says she was shaped by her mother's passion for advocacy, culture, and values. Bishop, who practices Aboriginal law today, also grew up in Green Lake.
My mom and dad were always on the road. They traveled lots. They were political activists, community activists. That's the other thing within Green Lake that I grew up observing was not only a strong sense of pride in who we were, but that political activism, that community activism. Green Lake is the home to many community activists who were born in this community and continue to highlight some of the concerns.
It's not hard to see why Bishop will always call Green Lake home, no matter where she has lived as an adult. The community gives off a strong sense of pride that is impossible not to admire. Laura Sharpaletti, CBC News, Green Lake.